Hey, what's up guys? It's your boy Rofit coming back at you with an update to the Mjolnir BB build guide. Alright guys, everybody's been asking me for this, so we do have an update. Yes, we are going to be running new perks, and I'm telling you, this build is just as disgusting, if not more now. They did slightly nerf the BB damage, but I think that was truly only because of the fact that we have aim lock now. Now I am going to say I am not an aim lock user, and you'll see it in the videos. I do not like using it. It does not allow you to have freeform movement, which I'm a big believer in. Freeform movement is a key to saucing or getting in greater 1vx's. Now, if you're ranged, I think aim lock can be beneficial to you. However, at the end of the day, that should be a console feature only. But beyond the hot topic of debate, let's go ahead and get into the build guide, starting off with the combo, then going into the attributes, then the mastery, and of course, last but not least, the gear, showing you all the big changes. All right, guys, and so for the combo, what we're going to do for the most part, our general startup is going to be a net shot to slow them down and gain the gap. From there, you can put a nades on them into an auto, shrapnel, auto. Now, at this point, most of the time, you're going to be close to around 50% health, dropping that combo and trading damage with another player, because at that point, they will be closing the gap and causing a little bit of damage to you. Once they get close enough to you, utilize your shockwave as a grit ability to prevent being staggered, and then stunning them. From there, you can charge a heavy into a gavel weakening them. If you feel confident and your health is high enough, you can hit another heavy into armor breaker if you haven't killed them, and then go back into your BB combo. The amount of dots that you apply with this build, especially in clumps, is guaranteed to give you a few kills in mid off of the first fight. It's such a good dot build. I highly recommend trying it, guys. You guys are going to have a blast with it. All right, for attributes, we do rock 355 strength, 100 int for the extra elemental damage, 25 focus for the additional ability cooldown, and 150 con with rabbit's food. Now, you could go up to 200 con and again drop the 100 int down to 50 if you felt like you are too squishy and maybe you're a beginner with this build, so you'd like to be just a little bit more survivable, so that way you can get a little bit more practice in with it. But I will say 350 strength is very key, and also having that 50 int is really key because of the fact that you're going to be increasing 5% base damage to targets inflicted with a dot, which we know we are going to keep the dots up on them almost all the time. And Warhammer Mastery, this one's basically going to stay the same as last build. And Blunderbuss Mastery, we are going to be going deep load for the higher damage burst, also utilizing barbed netting to synergize with the disdained infliction. And I did decide to go with last chance, again, for the extra fortify, very key in some of your squishier builds. Although I did pass up fortifying aggression and on a roll, I think I rather would have future endeavors for the extra stamina because I do not have the stamina recovery perk. If you do have the stamina recovery perk on your amulet, then you could potentially take this one off and put it into fortifying aggression for that 10% increase in fortify. All right, so for gear, we're going to be rocking the Gorgonite Blunderbuss, and I know this one's going to be a really tough one for a lot of you guys to get. The Hoplite Blunderbuss is very similar and can be re-rolled. This one's going to be the most expensive roll that you can do, and it's going to cost you somewhere around 100,000 gold to do it. And that's why I've been farming gold nonstop the last few days on stream, as you guys have seen. Now, with that being said, I decided to pick Disdained Infliction because it's an amazing new perk that's not only going to help my nades hit harder with their dots, but it's also going to have Keenly Jagged to hit for a bleed, and we're also going to be using Net Barbed for this build. So we have 3 dots in the build, along with the Rune Glass, which is another dot, making it 4, all hitting at a 15% increase in damage. Now keep in mind, this will also get extended by 5% with a 1-second cooldown, and is also beneficial in PvE if you guys ever decide to enjoy some PvE with the Blunderbuss. And another thing to note with the Blunderbuss is we are utilizing the Lightning Gem along with the Lightning Dot to maximize our lightning damage output due to us having 20% increase in lightning damage from the Mjolnir blessings. All right, in the Mjolnir, we did decide to go with Shirking Lightning. Now I will say, after further thought, another really good perk that you could put in here would be Plague Crits, because unfortunately with this BB, you cannot put Plague Crits on with the Disdain Infliction and Keenly Jagged. But in doing that with the hammer, it will allow you to have close to a maximum plague between the two weapons. With squishier builds, as you know, I do decide to go with the Stone Form Heart Rune. Now, this is the one build that I'm saying that you want to probably drop unimpeded with and put back on Stamina Recovery. Because there's not a lot of haste built in, and we're not using Hasted Vigor for pants because I haven't gotten them yet, I would say that you really should consider Stamina Recovery as a really good perk still, because there's so many times where I just need 50 stamina, and that's what it gives you, just to get away. One more roll. I just need one more roll. And so I really think that that's a highly beneficial perk still, even though it's kind of been nerfed. With the ring, I have Hardy and Lightning. Healing Breeze is a third perk that I didn't really want on it, but unfortunately we haven't gotten Champion's Ring. So if I could have a third perk, it would be Invigorated Punishment, or potentially even Crippling, so that way I could utilize Net Shot as a greater gap closer or to get away better. For the earring, I would probably drop Healing Heart or Fortifying Toast. Health/Freedom, that's 3 really good perks. I would keep those on there. Of course, Nature's Wrath. I always put health on it just because it's overall one of the best general perks that you can put on a piece. And it's never going to be nerfed enough to the point that it's not beneficial, so you won't have to re-roll it. I did decide to put on some Hot Light hand covers, even though I didn't really want the refreshing on it. Having a third piece of freedom, I just felt was so much necessary for a build like this where you don't have a lot of escape. Light pants with health, refreshing, freedom. If I could, I would drop refreshing in this build down to only 1 or 2 pieces and add in a net shot. I do not have net shot in this build, but I highly suggest putting net shot in. For boots, we have Vigor, Thrust Conditioning, Leeching Shrapnel Blast. I would love to take off Vigor and put Hasted Vigor. Thrust Conditioning and Leeching Shrapnel Blast are 2 perks that I wanted to keep. Of course, we have 3 Rune Glasses. I would recommend putting in all 5. Give yourself the extra 4% that I'm missing out on. Although these are used in 2 other builds, so unfortunately I'm trying to avoid doing that. As far as our overall resistance, we got 19 for slash, 14 for thrust, and 16 for fire. Somewhere around that 15% for each of them is a really good place to put yourself. If you're going into 3s, always adding in maybe 1 or 2 extra void gems in replacement of the elemental gems may be a good route to go when it comes to running into more of the VGs and 3s. All right, guys, that is it. That is the meat and potatoes of the build. If you guys have any further questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. I'll do my best to get back to them as soon as I possibly can. And again, if I don't, I always have my live stream up at least 2 to 3 times a week. And I'm always in there answering questions for everybody and also giving you guys a visual representation, which maybe will help you a little bit further than just getting a reply on the YouTube comments. As always, guys, don't forget about the super chats, the memberships, and the super stickers on YouTube. It really, truly helps me. And if you guys are looking to further support the stream, that's a great way to do so. And again, it's very, very much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have already done so far. I really appreciate it. The community is growing so much, and I'm really enjoying seeing a lot of new faces coming into chat. With that being said, we are multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube, like I said, 2 to 3 times a week. So feel free to drop in either of those if you want to watch some live build guide creating and also just some OPR, some fun PvP on the island. And of course, I'm always here for answering questions, as I said. And last but not least, I want to thank every one of you as a new follower, new member, new sub, new donator. You guys know who you are. Thank you guys so much. Mario, Logic, Darksy, Tommy, big names that have been dropping some extra love. Again, much love, guys. And until next time, I'll see you all on the battlefield.
Choppers, better took those risks. Cold blood in my fists, we fire starters. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look in my eyes, I'm on the rocks, guys. ocean, I've been coasting. Hear my name around the world like an explosion.
So rise up, rise up. We are the apocalypse, and a pill that keeps us floating. As we fly above the stars, the light won't scare us falling. So rise up. Way too great to be landed. Rise up. Way too great to be standing.
They ain't never gonna stop us, fly by them like choppers. Better cut those wrists, cold one of my fists, we fire starters. Let's go. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss. Look at my eyes, I'm on the rise.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I deserve to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. And so I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street, when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains.